So this is the second one that was blown up with that power surge in addition to the LCD. This is a little black and white monitor that I use to display the time on, and it's gone dead completely. Happened at the same time that the other monitor was knocked out when an eagle committed suicide. This is a little black and white TV that I just used to display the time on. It used to be white at one point. Little Citizen. This one's a JCTR 14B1. Little 9-inch black and white tube. I think I used this as a monitor at one point too. For looks like it might have a. Yeah, I was used as a security monitor. There you go. You can see burn-in. That's what it was used as. It might have been used in my studio as a Videonics, but I think I used this as a monitor for my cameras because you can see some burn-in. Back in the day, this would have been used back in the day when we were just using black and white cameras. So I had a quad screen, and I used this as a monitor, so I could just see what was going on. And you can actually see the cross here for the 4 screens. And then I upgraded the color, and I took it out of service and just put it away. I think I paid like $50 for this monitor, 40 or 50 or maybe $60 way back in the day. But that's what I bought it for. Was way back then. I had actually modified it and put a video input on the back here. But since then, I've modded it back to a TV because right now all it does is it just displays the time, kind of like the one that's sitting over my bench. I have a time generator that pulls the time off of the internet and just displays the time. And I just have it displaying on the screen. Just as something to use an old monitor like this for, because I really don't have much other use. Anyway, getting ahead of myself. It got hit with the same power surge that blew up the other set. So let's pop this sucker apart and see what blew up in this one. Because it's completely dead. So I don't know whether it took out a regulator or what it did. But we'll see what's going on in this one. Just got to remember how to take it apart. It's been so long since I've opened this set up. The reason why it's discolored like this is this set used to sit up on a shelf. Actually sat in my kitchen to display the cameras. I think this was the kitchen set. Anyway, the sun was shining out through a window, and the sun has yellowed. Put a brick in the back here. Used to have a separate, like a transformer, and I stuck a brick in the back here. Maybe the brick is what's damaged. Could that be something with just the power brick? That's always a possibility that the power brick has gone bad. Should check the power brick before anything else to see if it's got juice. Forgot about that. Put a power brick inside the battery compartment. And that's only because this set used to run with a separate little plug-in, like a wall wart type adapter, and I think the adapter itself burned out on it. Be my easy day if that's all it is the adapter has failed and dropped the voltage. This should be 12 volts, I believe. Yeah, 12 volts. That's what this is. This is going to be a switching regulator, so there's a possibility that this is all that's wrong with it. Nope, it's putting out 12 volts. So let's power the set up and see whether it puts out 12 volts under load or whether it drops. And my meter just went off. Power switch is turned off right now. You can see it's putting out 12 volts. I'll just turn on the power switch and see if the voltage drops. Ah, okay, I think we see what the problem is. This power supply has failed. It's probably a capacitor inside this power supply. Now I could just go and grab another power supply, or I could just crack this one open and see whether I can fix the power supply. And I think we'll do that. We'll crack this supply open and see whether I can fix this power supply. Old Delta Electronics, don't know where this came from, but it's 12 volts, 1.67 amps. And it should open up pretty easy. Side cutters in. And you know what's going to be on this, right? It's going to be capacitors in the secondary. That's what it's going to be. This thing's been together so long it doesn't even want to pop apart without breaking into pieces. There we go. Okay, what do you bet it's that one right there? I bet that one's the one. I'm going to change this one capacitor right there first. This is I can see 101. That should be nice if that's all it is, because then I can get this together and go find something else to fix today and get a third one done for today. I got so much stuff to do. Oops. Well, it's certainly bad now if it wasn't before, because I squeezed it and the top popped open on it. But I'm sure that that's the one that's bad. This is a 680 at 25 volts. I'm sure I do have a 680, 105 degree, which is what this other one was. Does it even say? It's got to be a 105. Yeah, 105. So I do have one, another 680 that will fit. We'll pop this one in and see whether the set fires up. I'm sure that it will. And it'll probably run for years. I'm pretty sure the original power supply for this would have been a linear adapter or wall wart that packed it in years ago, and that's why I put the switching regulator in the back of it, just because it's what I had kicking around, and it had more than enough current and it would fit in the battery compartment. So I just kind of did it because it was what I had, and I could just as easily grab another power supply because I've got more of these bricks kicking around that I know what to do with. They are a lot of these were recycled ones from modems and stuff that at work that we recycled, and the power adapters, they just went in the bin, right? They went in the recycling bin. So I grabbed a couple of them out of the recycling bin and brought them home because they're just going to go, they're just going to be destroyed. So they're reused. Some of them I've used to pull caps out of and so forth, namely the big cap, right, the 450 volter for certain things I've pulled out. But let's just see whether this will work. I bet it will. And then I can throw this back together. It's got a perma bend in it from being jammed into the cabinet. I guess if I see snow, I fixed it. I hear it running. I can hear noise. And I can see snow. It works. I'll plug a feed into it. So that basically is this little TV's life. It just sits up on a shelf displaying the time. Kind of a way to let the CRT just age gracefully. It's been there for years, and it probably will run for many more years. I could display other things on here because it is hooked up to my cable system, so I mean it will pick up what I put through on my cable system, but it's black and white. For years it just displayed the cameras in black and white, but now we have color, so why bother with black and white? I just figured to use this, I'll just use it as a video display and leave it at that. So there we go, it's fixed. Nothing really serious, like the tube's still good shape on here. Nothing real serious shape on the monitor, just a power supply failure. Of course, it's always the switching power supply, right? Reliability of any electronic component is based on the reliability of the capacitors in the switching power supply. Now I'll just tie the unit together using some special cable ties. And some people will know what these are. I guess I have to use 3 of them. These are just old cable ties I had kicking around from years ago when I was at a different position at work, and I found some of these in my truck that I don't need to use anymore, so I was going to throw them out, and I figured, you know what, they're open packs. It's like just a handful of them left, so rather than toss them in the garbage, when I was cleaning out my truck, I brought them home. They come in different colors. I've only got a few. We used a lot of them. They are markers for bundles, for binder groups. For those that don't know, the binder groups in telephone cables. They're all different color codes for. This would be the blue-black binder group. That's how you count your cable pairs, anyway. These would be tied around each 25 pair binder, so that you would know what group you were in, and then count your 25 pairs out of those. Anyway, say I had a few of them kicking around. They were in a box in my truck, and I was cleaning it out last week, and rather than throw them in the garbage, I dropped what I had left home. Just use them on different projects around the house here. Okay, I'm going to plug this thing back in and put it together. Thanks for watching.